Hey guys, I think we need to normalize the concept of failure or rejection. Either of them, both of them. If you can get to a point where you're vulnerable enough to do really anything that requires vulnerability, like you're putting yourself out there, and if someone doesn't like it, that's okay. Not everybody's going to like everything that you do. I can live with rejection and failure at this point in my life. What I cannot live with is regret. So even with deciding to make these videos and put myself out there, I mean, it's like I feel like I have my own little space on Facebook and my own little space on YouTube, and I love that. And listen, not everybody is going to get me. Like there are a lot of people that aren't going to get me at all and aren't going to like me. And you really have to just be okay with that. I'm not for everyone. And I don't think we should all be for everyone anyway. I feel like if everybody likes you, then you're obviously not doing something right. You have to know who you are and what you believe in. I've had a good time in the process of creating these videos. I'm not really a very disciplined person as an adult. I like to do what I like to do when I like to do it. And so I've sort of had to treat this a little bit like a business. And like I have limited time and energy to expend on this, I've got to budget accordingly. And so this has all been a learning process. The video is part of it. The editing, the minor editing that I do is part of it. The title and the hashtags and the description, and you can't just do one thing and then post it exactly the same to the 4 different platforms. And I actually, not to get sidetracked, but I had a date on Wednesday evening, and it was with a guy who, he's made a documentary, and he makes a lot of money, I guess, from Facebook. I think it was Facebook. But he was telling me, because I'm like, I don't really know which platform is ideal for me. I'm a YouTube person. YouTube is like my favorite space of all time, I think. But then next is Facebook, and then I'm not ever on Instagram. I don't even know how to use Instagram. Like I feel like I'd be learning from scratch to do that, and I'm definitely not into TikTok. But anyway, what this guy was telling me, he's like, YouTube is the one, it's like the platform for the most or the broadest range of people. Then you have Facebook, which is like the oldest group. And then you have Instagram, which is like a group that's like 10 years younger. And then 10 years younger than that, everybody's on TikTok. So you can kind of see that someone might blow up on TikTok and not be doing very well on Facebook at all, just because of the demographics. And he had some success in, I think, doing some cat videos, weirdly. And he was saying, a lot of it is luck, but you also have to be prepared for if something hits, then you really need to, put out a lot of videos about that particular topic. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I mean, yeah, if I were wanting to like have a channel that just exploded, then yes, I feel like you kind of do whatever you have to do to get to that end result. I'm not into that end result. I'm into the process along the way. That's the part that's fun for me, is putting out your first video. I just wanted to have something done. I wanted to have something done and posted. And so I did that first Tinder video. And like from there, and so now like I have a schedule. I want to have so many videos by a particular time. And I don't know, it's been a really cool process. But there's a lot to think about along the way. And, if it ends up not being something that people value, you might say that it's a failure. But we learn lessons from failures. And I think the important part of that is that we've put ourselves out there. There's a fear associated with this kind of stuff, a vulnerability and a fear. And fear is something that we have to battle every single day. And not just in every single day, but in most of our moments. And we always have a choice to give in to the fear or to take a step back and see if we can power through. And that's what I've had to do. Like, there are days that I enjoy doing these videos and they're a lot of fun. And then I have days where I'm just like, fear just takes over. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. You know, that's a dumb idea, whatever. And it's important to kind of power through those moments. And otherwise, none of us would be doing anything. So I just think we learn a lot from failure. Rejection is an okay thing. Not everybody's going to like me. I'm good with that. Not everybody needs to like me, but for the people who do like me, I think they're going to like me pretty well. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts, my little philosophical musings on rejection and failure. What do you guys think? Is rejection hard for you? Failure hard for you? It is for me. I just try and change my perspective on it and recognize perhaps that when someone is rejecting me, that's one person exiting from my life to allow entrance for another person to come in. That's a good way to look at rejection, is it's the universe's way of saying, nope. Anyway, that's all for now. Peace out.